What is going on, everybody? It is time that I have returned. I apologize to one and all for not being here and being absent for basically 3 weeks, but we have done quite a bit in that time that we've been off, and so I've had a lot of stories and a lot of garbage go on, but it's okay. We're back, and I've sorted pretty much everything out, so I'm hoping right now to go back and basically go to what my normal routine is, and I'm trying to also, what is my normal routine? I don't know. Well, I am actually in the process of just trying to revamp all my stuff in the Twitch. So for my schedule, I know a lot of people come to my when they do come to my Twitch, then they look at my schedule and they're like, wow, this guy says he streams every day. Well, I mean, unfortunately I don't, and I just would like one day out of the week. I want to start it one day, and that's what I need to do. I started too big, and that's what kind of discouraged me a little bit, because I was just doing way too much. And so I am trying to stay to Friday, and I was fully committed to doing last Friday. However, my boss called me about at I don't know, as soon as I got back home from work, basically, and was just like, hey, interested in some overtime? And I was like, well, I'd love to, because I need the money because of other stuff that that happened. And so I was just like, all right, it's 2 days. It's supposed to be Saturday and Sunday. And I said yes, I would go. And so I went. Well, there was some miscommunication and stuff that happened, and basically it was only 1 day, and so now I am back and had an extra day for you guys, and so I figured I'd come by and explain the situation, explain what's going on. But that being said, enough of what's going on in my personal life. Let's get into what's going on in the game. So, as you all know, the current banner right now that is out is, and we'll get to those guys in a minute, but is the Hero Fest banner. And the Hero Fest banner, if you guys aren't putting all your orbs onto this, what are you doing? Alright, this is some S tier units right here. Alright, Yuri's an S tier. He's high mobility. He is fantastic. I'd love to do a Yuri build, but he's basically pretty straightforward. His main thing is he just has a lot of mobility. So his side thing is mainly just like dealing as much damage as possible. So basically a stereotypical ninja. So low defense, high attack, and speed is basically what it is. Katarina, or I don't remember what her name is. I think it starts with an F. Anyway, I know that she's a good unit. I don't have her myself, and so I don't know what she has. I'm not going to look it up, but I know I have played against her in Arena, or not Arena, what's the one where, what's that one real fast? Summoner Duels. I've played against her in Summoner Duels, and she is ridiculously overpowered in Summoner Duels. She has definitely wiped my team sometimes. And then we have oh shoot, what's her name? Plumeria is just a fairly supportive unit. I personally don't use her all that much, but she's also a legendary hero, and so, or a oh, why am I blanking on that? Mythic hero. She's a mythic hero, and so I haven't really messed around with her. I do have one of her, and she is fairly good. She gives debuffs instead of buffs, and then that's pretty much all I know about her. She's I don't think that she's personally that good in my opinion, but then again, I haven't seen her all used a whole lot, so maybe that tells me something. I don't know. But then we have Hero King Dimitri, and Hero King Dimitri is one of my favorites. That is who is on my main team. And so if we look at this, I have Dimitri at a +8, and he is my next +10 merge project. And I am incredibly excited because, one, the Hero Fest gives you a bit of a higher percentage when you're getting your focus hero. And two, is that when I had this Dimitri, then I had him at a +5. And so during this event, during my 3 weeks away, I have obtained 3 Dimitris, and I am 2 away from getting my +10 Dimitri, and I'm so happy for it. I'm ready for it. He is a beast. Look at the stats. He has 68 attack without anything added to him. 68. That is ridiculous. I love it. And let's see. So if you guys are looking at this, I don't know if you have him or not, but let's just look at this. Is that it says at the start of combat, if foe's HP is greater than or equal to 50%, deals damage equal to 25% of unit's attack, and after combat inflicts all this other stuff, which is fantastic. So I'm just going to go real fast and do 68 divided by well, oops, wrong one. Calculator is what I need. Thank you. And so we're going to do 68. We're going to do divided by... Nope, I seem to have done that wrong. I believe it's times. Maybe. Yep, times. And so we're doing... If they're above 50% HP, we're doing a straight up 17 damage to them, which is freaking awesome. I love it. It's amazing. And so that's basically what's going on. I know I don't have a lot of time today, but what I do want to touch on as well is all of the weapon refines that just came out. I'm really excited for it because we just had a rework to both air as well as I'm not sure what the Ice Prince name dude is. Give me a second. I think it's just Rid. I don't believe the H is pronounced. I could be wrong about that. Anyway, they just got some reworks to them, and as you can see, I have already upgraded my air, her weapon, and I'm sure you guys know what her weapon does at this point, but just in case you don't, she gives a +3 to resistance, and if at the start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than 25%, I get +4 to all its stats. If unit detonates combat or unit speed is greater than foe's speed, foe cannot make a follow-up attack and inflicts -1 cooldown. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. And so that's just what has upgraded on her weapon. So she also has her refine, which is if unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, grants +4 for a net plus of 8 to unit, and that's to every single that's to attack, speed, resistance, and defense. So if we're giving +8, that means she now has 21 defense, or 22 defense. She has 40, what is that, 43 resistance, and then 47 speed, and then 59 attack. So that is really, really awesome. On top of the fact that she now has both attack, resistance, unity, which just gives her another plus to attack and resistance. Would have been nice to have attack speed, but attack resistance is really nice as well. And then we have Sparkling Boost 2, which, oh my gosh, is such an amazing support skill. What it does is at the start of turn, instead of giving 10, which is what its previous one does, it gives you plus 20 HP each turn to the ally with the most damage dealt to them. And at the start of combat, if allies' HP is greater or equal to 50%, grants plus 5 to ally during combat. So as long as your unit's HP is above 50%, you get plus 5 resistance, and that helps a lot of units. It's a very supportive thing. You get HP, you get plus 5 resistance. It's very, very nice. And that just goes along with her mythic ability, which is also during the mythic seasons giving you a plus 5 resistance as well. So you basically become an anti-mage maniac, because that's plus 10 resistance at that point. So I wasn't ridiculously impressed with anybody else's. I don't have a lot of points dumped into Rid, but he is really good. If you do have him or you do like him, then this Refine was very good. So just comparing to what it was before, it just says gets attack plus 3. If a penalty is inflicted, like anything, then unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack and foe cannot, because he has ridiculously low speed, so there's no way for him to double someone unless he had his sword. And so so the beginning of it is the same, but the thing that is different is that if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, or if penalty is active on foe, inflicts 5 attack and defense. So we kind of have that legendary Hector's axe effect, where they get minus defense, and then just like legendary Hector, his Refine also gives a minus 5 attack defense, for a net of 10 attack and defense, which is very nice, because you can definitely work off of that. And it also inflicts attack defense equal to the penalties that they have. So in reality, since he just got a weapon Refine with his Freezing Seal 2, it now inflicts 7 attack and defense instead of attack and speed, which was stupid that they had. It was really dumb that they had attack and speed for him, because there's no way for him to double, and he's already doubling people, so it didn't really help. Well, that's aside from the point. They made up for it. That's fantastic. So if you have him, he definitely got a good buff. So there's that. And then there's a few other people that got refines. There's the Air. This one I just got. Just went ahead and made him a 5-star because I have so many feathers right now and don't have any use for him. He got Hurricane Dagger, and basically what he does is he gets a bonus to plus 5 attack and speed, and then his Refined also gives him a plus 5 to attack and speed. And if unit speed is greater than foe speed, reduces damage by 30% and deals 5 damage. So he gets a true damage to foes that he is attacking, as well as a little bit of extra defense with being higher speed, and this is with a 0 Refine Lagoot. I'm not sure exactly how many Dragon Flowers. He can either have 15 or 20, I know that. And that means he can probably get up to his speed, because I do have a super boon. You know what? Let's just do it real fast. Give me 1 second. There we are. All right. Okay. So we're going to maximize so he can get 20. He also has got a base kit, so there's that. And why are you not loading? Okay, maybe let's reload. There we are. Okay, and then we are going to give him a speed because that's what he needs, and then base kit for this. And so there it is right there, and he is going to be getting a plus 10 to his speed right there. And let me just double check his weapon refine. Is that it says the start of combat. I believe that if it will also if unit speed is greater than foe speed. So I don't know if that means at the start of combat, because that means, I believe if it says the phrase at the start of combat, I believe that means all of your buffs that you're going in with from your weapons, for example. So your invisible buffs, which means you'd be getting a plus 10. So that would easily make him able to get that 30 damage reduction, which would be fantastic. I personally don't really... I mean, he seems like a cool character. I have not played... I believe he's from the Blazing Blade, which I believe is Roy's game or Elwood's game. I don't really recall. I believe that's Elwood's game, to be honest, or Roy's game, to be honest. But reasonable defense and resistance for someone who's a dagger unit, and also not bad speed and attack, especially since you get a plus 5 to true damage from his weapon refine, and you're getting whatever his 61 attack is. Basically, essentially, that's what it is. So, you know, not a bad unit. If you like him, you could definitely invest in him and make him a decent S tier unit. And I'm trying to think of who else got the weapon refine. Give me one moment.
In any case, just put that out of your mind. Risking your life is part of the job for mercenaries like us. Letting your mind wander is a sure way to get yourself...
Okay. So I don't have every single character that has a refine right now. I have 2 more, and that's pretty much it. So, the other person who has the weapon refine is Lou, which is really cool. I'm glad that they gave Lou. I feel like he was a bit of a underwhelming person when he first came out, because he was 5-star exclusive, and this does make him stand out by quite a bit. And so he did originally just have the Serpent Tome, so all you got was a plus 6 to defense and resistance, and that was if they use a bow, magic, or staff or dagger. And now, at the start of combat, what it's changed to is at the start of combat, at the start of turn, if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants +6 to defense and resistance to unit and allies. And that's very important, is that it's to unit and allies within 2 spaces, and that's at the start of combat. So that's an invisible buff right there. And I love invisible buffs. They're fantastic. So, going on, and that's another thing, is that it doesn't have the criteria of them having to be bow, dagger, or anything else like that. Moving on. Wait. Okay, maybe you do get +6 inside of, or at the start of combat, so maybe it's not during combat. Because the next one says at the start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than 25%, then grants +4 to everything, which is nice. His next one also gives a +4 if he's within 2 spaces of an ally, which is also nice, so that makes all of his stats a +8. And I believe, yes indeed, I only have him at a +4, and so he still has some growth, and I don't have any dragon flowers in him, so he can definitely be a damaging unit. I do have Fury on him right now, so he does look about how he'll be a little bit better than what he looks like right now, and that's if you change Fury off of him. But let's see, what else does he have? He says, and inflicts penalty on foes' attack and resistance equal to 60% of total on units, defense, and resistance, and there's no cap on that. And so right now, I believe the highest amount that you can get is +7, and so if I'm reading this correctly, you're essentially going to be getting, it's between attack and defense and resistance. And so if I remember this correctly, because I remember doing the calculations when it came out, I believe that gives them a -8, which means their attack and resistance would be minused by -8, which is a lot. With how much attack he has at the same time of how much defense that he's also minusing them, and with how much defense he's getting, that is an impressive tome, and I love it. I hope they don't do that with Eowyn. I hope they do something a little bit different with Eowyn whenever Eowyn does get his tome. But that is not bad at all for Lou. That's what he got. I only say that because of Eowyn. Eowyn also has the red version of his tome, so that's why I say that. There's only one other person that I have right now, which is Dream Camilla, and she also got a decent one. I don't have, okay, I do have that. That's pretty impressive, actually. I have her +4 as well. And so what the difference between her tome that she has currently and the other tome is that she gets plus attack, so that's fine. That's the same. And this is if a unit is adjacent to an ally, inflicts 4. This is at the start of combat, inflicts -5 to the closest foes within 5 spaces, and any foe within 2 spaces of those foes. So basically, she has a very long range, and as long as the terrain is somewhat reasonable, she's going to be able to minus a lot of people by 5. So this actually might be good if you build her up right. It might be good for the summoner duels, because giving debuffs to your foes are always a plus. Let's see. If unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, inflicts -4 to all stats, which is fantastic. And then at the start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than 25%, grants +5 attack and defense, attack and speed to unit. during combat and deals 15% of units attack. So, if we are going to look at Camilla's attack right now, I don't know if these are including or excluding invisible buffs, because that was never something that I figured out and never looked up, but she has 59, and we're going to times 59 by we're going to times 59 by there. And so I believe it rounds up, because that's virtually 9 right there. And so whenever she attacks, 15%, that's pretty nice, I'm not going to lie. So she has 9 damage of true damage with that, plus debuffing your enemy, plus you're going to be getting +5 to attack and speed already. So a lot of plus, a lot of bonuses. It's really awesome. I love it. And so, you know, Dream Camilla, not bad. If you have a lot of her, maybe you want to invest in her, maybe you don't. I don't know. It's up to you, but the build's there, so have at it. That's the last one that I actually have, so I'm going to have to look up real fast what the other refines are. Christmas, Ephraim, there we go. So I don't have him, but let's look. It says, okay, maybe not. Is this it? I think this might be the first part and this might be the second part. I hate when I'm looking at this and it's not like a picture of what it is, because then it makes me have a really difficult time to make sure. So we'll just read it, see if it sounds about right. If it sounds a little underpowered, maybe I'll go somewhere else. But accelerate special trigger -1 at the start of combat if foe's HP is greater than or equal to 75%, or if unit is not adjacent to an ally, grants +4 to unit and restores 7 HP after combat. At the start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 50%, inflicts -5 attack and defense to foe during combat, and also if unit initiates combat and unit's attack is greater than foe's attack, unit attacks twice. So if that means, I don't know if that means he Brave Lances it, because if that's the case, that's OP. That's really OP, because you're getting a -5 attack and defense, and you're getting a buff. The only question I have is that I don't see anywhere where it has a follow-up attack, and so you may need to pair him up with Bold Fighter or just something else like that. I'm not sure. Maybe this. Maybe this. Can this be hit? Okay. I don't know what that was. That was freaking weird. I do not want to see a man version of Tiki. That's a freaky Tiki right there. Okay. This seems a bit old. Alright, anyway, I don't think that the other person is all that important, because the only other person who is on the Weapon Refine is Jamaica. And I personally don't really care about him, but we will maybe if I just type in newest Weapon Refine. Come on. Well, this is awful. It's not helping me out at all. Alright, anyway, not important. Let's go back here. So, I don't know if I'll do a whole bunch of builds with them yet, but I will say, as far as all the refines go, I definitely say Air is 100% worth investing in. That her bonuses are just too good to pass up on. She's fantastic for your team. If you have someone who's invested in her, that just makes her that much better, because an invested Air is going to be even more of a domination in the pool. So, let me just look that up. What? Death? There we go. Does she have a super boon? Okay, she has a defense super boon. Is that for real? That is trash. I'm sorry, that is trash. Why do you even give someone a super boon to something that is clearly not even needed? Because you can clearly see she doesn't need more defense. But I guess not. Maybe she has a defense build somewhere out there. That would be insane. I don't know. I would probably get either, depending on what you want to do, either speed or attack. I think her resistance is pretty good. She really just needs something to keep her from getting doubled and double other people, because on top of that, she gains back, I don't know if I showed it or not, but she gains back 7 HP, which is fantastic. Oh wait, no. No, she gets back 13 HP each turn that she attacks after combat. So 13 HP back from combat. That is a really amazing amount of HP that you get back. And on top of that, I believe it said that she heals you for 7 HP within 2 spaces after combat as well. So just a really good all-around supportive unit. Yeah, it's a unit and allies within 2 spaces. So very amazing. I love it. So here's what we're going to do. Here's the plan, is that I am going to work out how to do the stories, because I am incredibly behind on the stories. I don't know where we're at, but I'm on chapter 5, episode 8, whatever you want to call it. I don't really care. I kind of lost interest in the stories, to be honest, so I just kind of stopped doing them, which is kind of bad on my part, but that also means I have a lot of orbs to gain. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back tomorrow, and we're going to go through the stories. I'm going to give everyone amazing voices, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. And so I'm not going to stay on here too much longer, but we're going to end this off real fast and just summon some people from Hero Fest. I'm either going for Yuri or I'm going for the Hero King himself, Dimitri, and I'm ideally shooting for Dimitri, so I'm just saying I'd go for Yuri if there were no blues. But Yuri's also an S tier unit, so if you can plus 10 him as well, then he is a fantastic unit to get plus 10. So let me just see what we get. Interesting. I'd like to see what we get. So here's our first blue, and it is at least a 4-star. Okay, and our second blue. What is it? Come on, Dimitri, come on down. It's a 4-star. Alright, can't always be a winner. That's fine. We'll just end it there because I can tell this is going to be a failed thing. Maybe all 3 of those were going to be Yuri, I don't know. But we're going to be touching on them until they disappear, because I really, really am trying my best to try to get that Dimitri plus 10. That would be fantastic if we can do that. I would love it. I'm sorry. Welcome to the chat. I appreciate you. You know what? I feel like am I being pretty loud? I don't know why my threshold is so high. I'm so sorry. Thank you for popping in. I'll say this because I say this to everybody. I will butcher your name, but I'm gonna try my best at it. Kazumosu. I hope I sounded anything like what you're trying to get to. So Cosmo, that's perfect. I can do Cosmo. Thank you so much. Alright, anyway, but yes, we talked about some hero finds. What's going on with you? I'm sure you play some Fire Emblem Heroes. Do I do unit reviews? I won't say I do every single unit, and I don't review every single unit, but I will go over builds and or weapon refines is one thing I really love doing. I just love looking at what new is out there, because when some people, really love certain units and things, and I really wish that they would do more weapon refines anytime that they actually do it, because there's a lot of units that are just really far back there, and I hate how when they have the first gen units like first gen Ephraim and first gen all these other things, then they just gave them weapon refines right off the bat, and that's awesome, and they were awesome at the time, but then they're already back in last place. They're just have fallen out. You cannot use them, and they really need to come back and just weapon refine more often is what I'm trying to say. So I would like to see OG Lynn, to be honest, and see what you did with her, because I do know that she had a weapon refine, and she was a lot of fan favorites, so they tried to make her really good. Here's my friend code, to be honest, if you want to see it. There it is. But yeah, I do add as many people as I can. There's already some people. Yeah, I'll keep it here for a second. That's fine. But no, I will do unit reviews and really cool builds on units that I really love. And so I have to really love them. I also, someone else a bit ago when I was last streaming also said that they would like me to try to review one of their favorite units. So there's one guy named Dad of Chad that's on here occasionally, and he really loves Chad, who is the dagger unit from Blazing Blade, I believe. And anyway, he just wanted me to try to see how good I can make him. So I don't know. If I get a couple of requests, I might just decide to make as many build reviews as I can, because I do enjoy doing it. I like making mediocre units into fantastic S tier units that can destroy legendary Eldegard, or Eldegard in general. I hate Fallen Eldegard with a passion, because she destroys my teams, because I've also gone into battles like summoner duels, and just I've seen so many plus 10 Eldegards. I'm like, I'm gonna lose my mind on you. I'm sorry, but it's just like, I don't know what to do against that. Like, when you have that and you have someone that's keeping me from attacking at a range, so I have legendary Micaiah, very high, plus 10 and everything. I hope you got this. I'll go back to it if you need me to. Remind me later. Is that you? Gotcha. There you are, right there. Nice. This is the account that I won through Twitch stream giveaway. I didn't even know that people did giveaways for Fire Emblem Heroes accounts. That's hilarious. So was this Lynn already how it was? Was this like probably a free to play account or something, and then they just decided to give away, or? Anyway, but yeah, I forget what her thing is. You seem to have her on the speed refine instead of what her follow-up thing is. I can't remember what it is. It had a plus 10 male legendary Byleth. And it didn't have Lynn. That's crazy. Well, congratulations on winning your account. That's really awesome. I still had no idea that people did that. Brash assault weapon refine. That's right. Anyway, but with Sparrow Surge as well as Null Follow-Up and Time Pulse, Luna. I don't know if I'd do Luna or if I'd do New Moon, because New Moon would trigger every single hit, because you would hit let me think about this. I guess Luna would be more if you were attacking first, because you would hit, they would hit, then you would Luna them. Oh, not according to this dog, you have Luna. Anyway, but if you were going to be attacking like a mage or something else, then yeah, that would be not bad or whatever. Gotcha. Alright, well, awesome. But yeah, I do want to show you, since I have you here, I do want to show you this fantastic build that I'm very proud of. This is the epitome of what I love to do, alright? I love to take a unit that's like subpar and just make them freaking crazy, alright? So, where is she? Right here. I just want you to look at this real fast, alright? She's plus 10. She's plus, has all her fire flowers that she can have. And so she has a -4 to defense and speed. And then that combos in with the Wayne Flight, which I'm not sure I don't know how experienced you are with Fire Emblem. You probably pretty so if you know how to get, win accounts and whatnot, because I don't think just anyone goes around and does that, so I'd assume you are pretty knowledgeable. I'd say is a fair assumption, but basically, so I have a -4 for defense for that, a possibility of a -7 for that, and then I have a -5 for that. So altogether, if I'm looking at the best outcome, they're going to have a -16 defense, and I love it. And it also neutralizes foes' bonuses, so they can't get any more to their attack. They have to neutralize the penalty somehow. That's the only way that they can do it. But they're invisible penalties, so they can't do anything about that. I never played Fire Emblem games with skills, but I have played for a year, so I got the hang of it. Well, nice. I don't know what Fire Emblem games you're specifically talking about when it comes to just skills and whatnot. Because I haven't played every single Fire Emblem game. So the ones that I have played are Sacred Stones. I started Lynn's game, but then I think something was wrong with my copy or something because it would not let me save. Like, no matter what I did, there was no save option. And so I played through like 5 or 6 maps and it never saved. And like I had played for like an hour or like 5 hours at that point, and I'm like, well, this is kind of stupid. Anyway, so Sacred Stone's that. Also, Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn. I've played through them, and then basically everything after that I've played. Unfortunately, I've played Fates, which is, in my opinion, the worst of the worst Fire Emblem games. But they do have some interesting characters. So, anyway. But she actually is really good, so with speed and everything, you're getting a +2 or a +9 to her speed and a -4 to their speed, so she really actually does double people quite a bit. And the only way that I was able to level her up with that speed is getting her with her speed super boon, because that's what it is. That's what gets her to +36. And then with Wayne Flight, she just has to get to, I believe she has to compete with people who are 48 or less, which is not that hard to do. Yeah, I don't know how to exactly pronounce his name, but I believe his name is pronounced Rid. Not 100% sure on that, but I did look at his refine a bit earlier, and his refine is really good if you have a lot of investment in him. In fact, probably even if you don't have an investment in him, but I just really like that he had basically the legendary Hector's refine and weapon and everything, so you get your guaranteed follow-up attack. And he also, yeah, if you want to switch your characters to La Rochelle, then you can definitely can. I love seeing people's builds, so feel free to show me them. I'll definitely take a look at them. It's on your main. Flower, there's your main. Man, what you doing? You need a +10 there, La Rochelle. She is... Wait. Doesn't she have her own book refine? Her tome got a refine a little bit ago, didn't it? Are you saving up for it? Give me 1 second. I've already forgotten it. It's just L. Oh, come on. Is that it? There she is. All right. But what is her refine, though? That's what I want to know. So she has a... Does she have a super boon? She does not have a super boon unless it's her HP. Nope. Huh. Okay. Well, wait, tell me what the refine is. Type it out in chat so I don't have to look it up. I'm just kidding. I'll look it up. Let me look it up real fast. Yikes. The builds in here don't even have the weapon refine for her. That's kind of obnoxious. There we go. This is what I was looking for this whole time. For HP, so it grants 3 at defense. If foe's HP is greater than or equal to 75%, grants +3 to everything to unit during combat. At the start of combat, if foe's HP is greater than that, then grants minus or inflicts -5 attack and resistance, and restores 7 HP after combat. That's not bad. So you're in turn making basically about an 8-point gap between their attack and your attack, or your resistance, I guess is what I should say, as well as you're dealing, like, you gain 3 attack and they lose 5 resistance, so that's really nice afterwards. And if you gain 7 HP, that's just even more of a plus. So yeah, that's really cool. And then La Rochelle, with that being said, well, it just depends honestly on +10s. Who's your favorite unit? And that's all I care about, is that if, you know, you're playing, at the end of the day, it's a game. You shouldn't have to play, like, there are 50 bajillion more fun games than just Fire Emblem Heroes. So the fun aspect of Fire Emblem Heroes for me is just, you know, play with the units that you love, alright? And you have all the units from all the different games that you have into one game. And so that's why I love it. Because I can have my guy Ike, or Soth, or Micaiah, where I played for so long on Radiant Dawn and Path of Radiance and everything. Now I can have him play with my guy Eowyn, alright? He's also my favorite. I love him. He was my favorite character growing up on Sacred Stones, and now I have him. And not only do I have him, but I also have him where is he? Not only do I have him, but I have him at a +10. I'm so happy. He is my favorite unit, and I got him to a +10. And now I am just waiting for his weapon refine. And so, if you can see, this is a like, it's like, it was really funny because at first I didn't, I was trying to get him, and he never appeared. And then all of a sudden, I just kept getting him as like the, I'm sorry you haven't got a 5-star in so long, here's an Eowyn. And I was like, if I actually didn't want Eowyn, and he would be a crap unit because he has no fodder ability whatsoever. But I do want him, and that's the outcome. And I love it, because 62 attack, 47 speed, and I don't care what his tome can be the same as Lou's tome, and I'm gonna have just as much fun with that, because if it's going to give me all the things that Lose Tome gave me, he's going to be a tank. He is tanky on resistance already. He's reasonable on defense, but I really hope they give him something that is... I don't remember what his stats are in Sacred Stones, and normally they try to do something that makes them resemble their counterpart and from whatever game that they came from. It's kind of hard to explain. Anyway, but yeah, he's not a bad unit right now that I have him. And he has super boons on every single one of those except for speed, unfortunately. But I did have to ascend him, and so, because I was really ticked off because I didn't get him when he was out on a banner, and then I ascended him, and then tried the banner like a few more times, and lo and behold, I got my last Eowyn, and I was really excited. I was so happy. And now, my last person, the next person I'm trying to get plus 10 is my Dimitri. I'm really hoping that I can. And so we're going to try to come back here tomorrow. Oh, shoot, that was my fault. We're really trying to come back here tomorrow and do some of the stories so that we can do these summons, because I am really behind on what the story is, but I'd really love to do more Hero Fest things, because I don't know if you were here for this, but Yuri, amazing S tier unit, definitely worth investing in if you choose to. Dimitri, same deal. I already did what I did with him, and he basically gets a plus 13 true damage attack every time he attacks, which is awesome. I don't know a whole lot about Katarina, but I do know that I've been killed by her quite a bit in summoner duels. And then we also have Plumeria, I don't know, something like that. I'm so confused. What do you mean? I'm here just to enjoy suffering because I have crippling depression and I enjoy suffering. I don't know what that means. Are you saying that? Are you talking down about my stream? Is it really that bad? That's funny though. But no, sometimes it's, lively here, sometimes it's not. Just depends on the day. I think I kind of screwed myself a little bit because Gotcha. Well, I hope that when you come here, you can at least lay back and forget about your depression for a little bit, because to be honest, I'm just a guy who loves to talk with people, especially about Fire Emblem stuff, so, I'm here for whatever, and, regardless of why you stop by, I appreciate you stopping by, and even spending some time talking. It's really cool. I love to get to know people, and especially love to know people who also love Fire Emblem and things that I enjoy, so no, I appreciate you stopping by and stuff, so but I will say I hope everything gets better. I don't know what you're going through, man, but just take things a day at a time, alright? Because if it makes you feel any better, my week was my week was definitely trashed. That's why it's been about 3 weeks since I streamed last, which is another reason why not a whole lot of people are here, but yeah, I'm here now, and so I'm gonna try to start streaming about every day to make up for the 3-week absence. And so I really hope that you join me back, and maybe even maybe even consider hitting that follow button, smashing that subscribe button, and yeah. So, but no, I mean, I'm sorry, man. Hey! I made that, by the way. That was one of the things that I had to make. Well, I will say, Cosmo, I appreciate you. And another thing that I want to say, just to kind of give you some advice and whatnot. I don't know how helpful this will be, but there's always someone who's having a worse day. I mean, shoot, I got into a car wreck. I got into an accident like last week, and then my neck was killing me, and then I had to work 3 more days, and then that was Tuesday, and then Thursday came along, and I called one of my bosses to ask some advice, and basically got chewed out by him for about an hour. That was and that was not fun. And then Friday comes along, and I'm like, finally time for me to rest and then stream and stuff, because I've been gone for so long, and I can finally do what I'm trying to do. But then they call me and say, hey, I need some help in this state over. And then I wind up getting in the car, driving 4 hours, and going to another job. So there's not a lot of time for me to rest. Anyway, my point is that we all have bad days. But the point is just to keep moving on. And that's all I can really say. So, with that being said, I hope everything gets better for you. I don't know specifically what the situation is that you're in, but I hope everything gets better for you, and that's about all I can really do. So, again, thanks for stopping by. I have some things I have to do, and so I'm going to head out, but I hope you join me tomorrow. And with that being said, I'll see you later. All right. Bye.